Warning: the following podcast was recorded by two idiots. It contains vulgar language, vulgar ideas, and poop jokes. If any of this offends you, blow it out your ass.
Son of a bitch bastard!
Let's start this again, shall we? Jesus Christ.
You're fucking retarded.
Hey, Pickle Licker, wanna play the right intro?
One more time!
Are you ready? Welcome to 2021 and a new episode of Let Us Cast. I am Andrew. With me as always is Bruce.
Hey man, how's it going? How's it going, sir?
Going good, going good. Coming in a little overmodulated, but whatever. It's
You want me to
2021.
turn down?
Nah, we're off. Screw it. We're off to a great start for the new year, aren't we?
Whatever, it is what it is, sir.
What does it matter? 2021 is really like 2020 part 2, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, a lot of people were like, "Oh man, this year's gonna be it's gonna be different in 2021. Like, we got that to look forward to." It's like, well, what makes you think that it's gonna be much different than 2020? It's not like we're done with this Corona shit. It's not like we can really go back outdoors yet. Like,
Well, not only that, but it's also like, okay, you remember how you were at the end of 2018? You're just like, oh, that was such a shitty year. Next year's gonna be better. And then 2019 happened, and you're like, there's no way it could get fucking worse than 2019, man. Bring on 2020. It's gonna be great. And then 2020 happens. We're just like, you know what? We should have learned our fucking lesson by now.
at some point, you have to realize that they just keep getting worse, I guess, unless you make it better. I'm honestly trying to make this year better. And honestly, 2020 wasn't like horrible for me. There was certainly some shit that I definitely would have preferred to not deal with past year, but I'm really trying to focus on particularly making myself and my career better because I think a lot. I just read a book, Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote for Chaos, which honestly was a great book, and it's kind of like a kick in the ass to be like more personally responsible for your life and to kind of pull yourself by your bootstraps and get your own shit together. So I'm really trying to take that to heart.
Yeah.
Trying being the operative word.
Well, therapy also helps, but
Yeah, that it does.
it does. But I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you screw up in life, it seems like no matter how much like responsibility you take and how much you try to compensate for that and how much you try to make up for it, people are still gonna hate you. They're still gonna just be like, you know what? No, fuck this guy.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, there's you can't ever please everybody. So at some point you just have to worry about pleasing the people that you're pleasing and let that be enough, I guess.
And it's
right?
it's just, you know what, man, like for myself, for example, like one of the things I talked about in therapy was that in a sense I kind of like walk on eggshells around people. In the sense of like I don't want to piss anybody off. I don't want to, upset people.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I have to walk on eggshells around them all the time, and I'm kind of getting sick of it,
Yeah, well, you definitely shouldn't. I mean, you should definitely say what's on your mind.
Yeah. Like,
That's easier said than done too, though, because it depends on the situation. Because with some people, it's pretty easy because you're good buddies with them. I mean, you might have something you have to like you have to deal with or whatever. But for the most part, I feel like most people you're surrounded with are probably going to be not a difficult conversation. But you might have the occasional person that's like, hey, you've been a dick, and
yeah,
I'm kind of done with your shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know, man.
One of the rules in Jordan Peterson's life is to make friends with people that want the best for you. So if you can't speak your mind and have your friends listen to that and support you and want the best for you no matter what that is, then fuck them. Maybe they shouldn't be your friends.
Well, it also came to, there was a quote from, I don't know if you watch AEW Dynamite, do you?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't watched wrestling since probably like late 2000 or mid 2000s ish.
Dude's just like, you know what, man? I'm better than wrestling.
No, not
I'm
at all.
too
I
high
love
and mighty
wrestling.
for wrestling.
No, not at all. I love that.
Admittingly, it's been a while since I watched it myself. But there was a quote that like they did a tribute to Brody Lee, who passed away. Might also know him.
I saw like clips of it or pieces of like pictures of it.
Yeah, for those that don't know Brody Lee, you might also know him as Luke Harper, as he was called in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
But he passed away from a lung issue. I believe it was like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, something like that.
Yeah.
And so they did this big tribute show to him. And the quote was, and again, I forget who said the quote or whatever it was, but it was, judge a man by how he treats another man that does him no good. Basically just saying like, okay, I'm not going to get any advantage from, from treating this person, from treating this person well, but I'm still going to do it.
Right.
And that kind of hit with me. I was like, that's kind of what I've been doing, man.
Yeah. I saw another quote from Jordan's book that I think is kind of similar to that, is treat yourself like someone you're responsible for taking care of. So that's sort of the idea of like putting self-care first, which is in line, I think, with saying what's on your mind and not letting that be bottled up inside and keeping that from, I don't know. It's better to let that out than in, basically.
Yeah, but it's also like, it's also not like a switch that I can just flip and just say like, okay, you know what? I'm going to turn the rest of the world off. I'm going to take care of myself for a bit.
Yeah. No, it's not easy, but
no, it's not easy, and it's also like I feel guilty doing it.
But you shouldn't.
I shouldn't, but I do.
I mean, it's one thing if you're being really like self-absorbed about it and really just like, oh no, I need me time and fuck you and I'm just gonna like do whatever I want. That's one thing. But if you just you're taking time to do what you need to do, or if you're telling people what they need to hear you say, then that's something entirely different. That's just being truthful. Being truthful is very important. It's what is it? Honesty is the best policy, right? Don't go blowing smoke up people's ass.
True.
So.
True. But again, it's that whole like, if I take time for myself, I feel fucking guilty about it.
And why?
Because I'm just like, I feel like I should be helping somebody else. I should feel, I feel like I should be, helping somebody move furniture, or just like, oh, hey, I need this, this piece of furniture built, or hey, can you just drive me here? Just do this. Sure. I feel like I should be doing that.
But you can't be doing something for somebody all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are very much like that. Ever since I've known you, though, you've very much been the kind of guy to sort of literally give you the shirt off your back if need be. Like, that's a saying, but I feel like that is literally true about you. That if I was like, dude, I need your shirt, you'd be like, oh, here you go. Like, I don't know why, but here you go.
It's going to be a little big on you, but I guess.
But you've always been the type to literally put everyone else before yourself, and there's certainly nobility to that, but you also at the same time can't neglect yourself in favor of others all the time, because at what point do you get to just like sort of sit back and have a nice seltzer or whatever it is that you enjoy, a nice book, a nice podcast, a nice whatever the fuck you want to do.
And I got seltzer here, but it's kind of besides the point.
It's not selfish, especially considering how unselfish you are in general. Selfish is not a word I would use to describe you by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but it's also like in my mind, I'm trying to work that out of like, when does it stop feeling selfish and start feeling self-rewarding in that sense of like, all right, you know what? I help people out. I deserve a moment for myself. I deserve this. I deserve that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're helping people out, like, which this is not what you're doing, but if you were helping people out for the sake of like getting something out of that, then I would say that's bullshit. Because there are people definitely who go out there and they're like, I gave to charity. Look what I did. Look how noble I am. There's a term for that. Virtue signaling, I think it's called.
Asshole.
Well, there's that too. But like people who just do shit for the sake of the attention that comes along with it, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, like anytime somebody's asked me to like do them a big favor, like, hey, I need some help moving furniture, or I need this, or I need that, like they're like, hey, I'll give you money or something. I'm like, no, I don't want it.
Yeah.
It's
Well, that's the
like,
thing is like friendships and relationships aren't about paying in kind. It's you don't keep track. Like, it's not like I sit here and I tally up like, okay, well, Andy spent this much on me on Christmas and I spent this much, so I have to now do that. Like, we don't do that shit. No. We just, hey, if I see something, hey, Andy would really like that, or hey, like so and so would really like that, then I'm gonna get it, and Yeah. I'm not sitting here like, hey, remember that time Andy bought me this, or I bought that? Like, are we even? Like, there's no like running total or something going on. Like, and if people are doing that, then you're a dick.
And fucking shame on you.
Yeah. Yes. Seriously. You owe me 2 cents, you motherfucker.
Yeah. It's like, well, yeah. Here's my 2 cents. You can blow it out your ass.
Nice. I didn't even do that on purpose, but I set you up. You're welcome.
Yeah. That's why I'm here, sir. Try and make you laugh and spit your water out your nose.
Destroy my computer and equipment and everything around me. Yep. Probably electrocute myself. That'll cheer you up.
Now when I get that text from Liz just going like, "Hey, so you owe us like this much money for equipment, and yeah, you
Damn.
and you owe me a new fiance."
Like,
Like, oh,
that's a pretty steep bill.
I'm like, shit, is this a fucking Monty Python bit? Like, you take a fiance back to the fucking store? Like, he was alive an hour ago.
Just reply back, friends don't keep count.
I'm gonna need some me time.
uh,
Yeah.
but no, man. I mean, you do what you gotta do, sir.
I try.
That's my opinion.
I try, man, but again, it's like, it's trying to get through that wall of, like, stop feeling selfish about it.
Yeah. I don't know how to get over that, honestly. I really don't, except for just...
Neither do I. And if I fucking had healthcare, man, I'd still be going to fucking therapy to try and figure it out.
See, I have healthcare, and I was going to therapy, but then when I got the new healthcare that I'm on now for my job, it sort of changed my coverage and shit, so it went from costing X dollars to costing something like, X times 10 or something. It went up substantially. So I was
Jesus.
like, that's a little too much money. Yeah. So I changed my benefits for this year, which now just took effect as of January 1st. But I haven't looked into yet, like, what I'm covered for and what it's going to cost and seeing like where I can go and things like that. But I do plan to eventually get back on that. I do think anybody benefits from therapy. I don't care if you think you have a problem or not.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you just need someone who's not a friend, not related to you, to just go and tell shit about and
Exactly.
have them respond to it.
Exactly.
Basically.
Just speak to like an unbiased source in a sense of like just somebody to have a view askew in a sense.
Yes. Because let's be honest, even though like you and I, like we are very honest with each other, but I'm sure that there are times when it's like, if we ask for an honest opinion, we're probably a little bit biased by our friendship because we want the best for each other. So we're not necessarily going to maybe give 100% of the truth, but if you go to a therapist, they're going to. I mean, I think for the most part we do, but I think you know what I'm saying. Like there's still a little bias in there.
Yeah,
because
there's still a little bias because like, be it with you with your music or me with anything. It's always like, you know what, man? Like, all right, you know what? They're not 100% there, or at least like where I think they should be. But you know what? I want to encourage them. I want to push them a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think it's being disingenuous either. It's just you want the person to strive to do best for themselves, I guess, is what that's about.
Pretty much.
This is what we try to do. I mean,
we try.
We are human after all.
We try, but I've fallen on my face I don't know how many fucking times. But
we haven't podcasted since Christmas. I'm sure there's a lot to catch up on because we've now experienced 2 holidays. So, what were your Christmas and New Year's like, sir?
Christmas.
And if you celebrated it, Chanukah. Have you heard about Chanukah?
Chanukah. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. I don't know who started that shit, but you know what, man? Fucking knock it off. It's Hanukkah.
It is Hanukkah. It's funny because it was Smokey Robinson, the celebrity singer. So someone bought a cameo or something like that from him for Christmas for their mother or whatever it was, and he thought it was Chanukah. So he mispronounced it. He's like, I don't know what Chanukah is, but have a wonderful Chanukah. And it's just like, oh my God, he doesn't know what Hanukkah is.
Oh, Smokey, Jesus fuck.
Yeah, so that's how it started. By someone not knowing what Hanukkah is. Isn't that a little crazy?
I guess.
I mean, I get it when you look at, and the other problem too is that there's 2 ways, or at least I know of 2 ways to spell Hanukkah. There's the H way and the CH way.
Yeah.
So he must have seen the CH way and been like, oh, Chanukah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's seen the H way and been like, oh, Hanukkah. But that was, I don't know, dude. I'm not making excuses for the guy. I'm just saying.
I guess he should be lucky he didn't celebrate Kwanzaa.
Sounds like that wrestler from the 90s, Quang. Ladies and gentlemen, Kwanzaa.
I don't know what Kwanzaa is, but I guess it's a holiday for ducks. That means you're a duck, I guess. So quack quack, Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa.
I guess.
Yeah, I think. Jeez, Merry Christmas. I mean, that's not as bad because that puts Christ back in Christmas, which I mean, let's be honest, that's what the holiday's about, technically.
I guess, but
it's supposed to be. Although it's a lot of things because there's pagan aspects to it too. Although you'll never hear a Christian admit that.
Oh hell no.
Christmas tree, that's not pagan, no.